So pause if you want to look at this code snippet at any length. I will explain it after the timestamp, but just in case someone wants to look at it, you can look at it. Otherwise, I will be making a second video that will not, it's not going to be unlisted, but I will make it so that I can go more into talking about the mystery as a whole, kind of to give a kind of tutorial of sorts as we get Kathak ill-fated, because I'm not going to pick rash decisions. And that way we can actually play with a custom character, because I want to try to limit the amount of custom content I'm using in an official showcase, which is what the last custom content that I released on Nexus Mod specifically did, but otherwise this is a more chill video in which I can do anything I want, basically. I forgot what backstory I was on, so I'm just going to randomize it. But as I remember my old god, and we get into Kathak, Curious Birthmark, Miku. I don't think it was Curious Birthmark. If it was, hey, fun times. But yeah, this is going to be a more casual video, and if nothing else, I'll explain this should be the what I upload or release into Nexus mods. So second encounter, light, Takshay-san, strength, and dexterity, maybe a second mystery. But yeah, everything you see here, minus some things that you won't see, but I tested them out, should work. But this release might be more prone to mistakes here and there, because, well, there's a lot more that I did that I should be looking over, but I may change, and maybe I just forget something here and there, or maybe there's a typo, or maybe, you know, the UI for text doesn't get formatted correctly. And then I have to cough, but it could be a whole host of things. So, as we get Valentine's, Mermaids, Valentine's End Sailors, and Teacher. Yeah, so again, in the actual showcase, I'll kind of try and walk through what I want the player to do. But again, in the end, it is your own house rules. You can play whatever you want. If you want to take Valentine's End right after taking Valentine's, be my guest. Just make sure you get the hearts, because there is the biggest thing I would have to note that I've changed. I don't know what future Jordan will put as the thumbnail, but it will be something. My eyes hurt because I did not do a thing. So this is not this kind of thing would not be in the showcase. I'm gonna actually turn a light on as I let things work in the background, and we run into the ghost. Ah! Yeah. So, oh my goodness, coughing as well, not going so well. I'm not sick or anything. I don't feel sick, but as you run into the wounded toilet ghost. So here's the first thing that I've changed, and the main thing to change. I got a heart already, so you may have noticed. But right after that, if I use a strange trinket again, you'll get a note that says the trinket doesn't respond against the toilet ghost anymore. I should have actually capitalized this, so small typos. But yeah, and that's specific for this encounter. That way, you're not just farming all 4 hearts in this encounter. That being said, oh my goodness, my accuracy, by the way, this is a 50 power enemy. I think I tried to make everything based off base toilet ghost, so I think that is correct. But we're just gonna trade blows here, and yeah, I can't get any more hearts, so I have to find at least one other encounter, because you can use the strange trinket. You can use Artika's trinket in any other encounter multiple times. You just can't do it multiple times on that encounter, just to kind of reduce the cheese, but also to at least get you engaged a little bit more. Again, if you're playing the mystery as the mystery as intended, we'll call Valentine's one whole mystery. It's just in 2 parts. Then I didn't want to put too much load on the player being able to, you know, as I mentioned in the previous episode, get a heart in 4 different encounters, because that can be a challenge. You could do that yourself, so be it, but I'm not going to force you to do it. Although, theoretically speaking, I can make another custom item that you could switch on and off. Maybe I'll do that, but that's not my priority at the moment. So, without further ado, I'm not going to change the Artika's hands here. I did my best, but I think that's a little tweak that I could do to make the fingers look more natural. Same thing here with Ryosuke. We'll just say his name. Ryosuke's hand here. Saved by out of. I do employ a few methods to make sure I don't, try to draw something and either save time or not make a mess of an art piece. What I mean by that, as I take probably Teacher next, right? Yeah, Teacher. Let's remember to pick Valentine's End at the end, by the way. But so something that you'll see are so those who are not artists. Try and pay strict attention to what an artist draws next time and what they push out of frame. Examples include mainly fingers and toes, or hands and feet. Hands are a lot more likely to be drawn. I'm not trying to downplay or like point out certain people for good or for bad, but it is interesting to note that, especially as an artist, if you want to save time, not having to draw hands or feet does save a lot of time, because there, as it turns out, having 3 joints in your fingers and mainly even just 1 or 2 joints in the toes makes for a lot more complex of a piece when you're trying to make artwork that looks good. That's all I'm trying to say. And it's not, this doesn't even this is also true for non-human well, characters mainly, but you get the point what I'm trying to make. When those who aren't artists, go look for when you're looking at a piece of art, note whether or not someone draws the hands or feet. And yeah, you'll start to notice patterns here and there, but for good reason. Again, drawing specific limbs, like I do. If you look through all of the characters I made for World of Horror, you'll notice that I do certain things with the hands, with the arms, legs, hands, and feet, so that I don't have to draw them, and they're a lot more simple to do. That's kind of a blanket term. I do try to draw them. I think, for example, Elise does have. I need Censor Bunny on screen, by the way. Elise does have her hands drawn, but you'll notice that the fingers look quite bad, in my opinion. So I'll be harsh on myself there, because if there's no one else I can be harsh on, if I can't be harsh on myself, there's no way I can do anything more. Also, note that with Miku here, the syringe is a perm item, in case people don't know. It is specifically for getting special things, and it's perm specific, so you won't find this in base World of Horror. But oh goodness, I think I just have to trade. No, I did have a bat. I didn't bring the bat with me though, so shrug. I think I have 4 hearts already though, so we should be fine. But it's just an interesting thing to note, and it's relevant because I tried to kind of explore a bit more as I worked on Valentine's, but the mystery, by the way. So when I mentioned Valentine's in this video, at least in the scope of this video, I mean the mystery. But yeah, you even during some art pieces like the splash art, you'll see me draw the hands and feet, and sometimes the body, not viewable to basically the player. So we have 2 hearts. I only have 2 hearts. Really? Well, guess we'll do our best. We could drink this Eldritch fluid. No, we can't anymore. That's right. I forgot. I thought it was recovery. I think it's the weird substance that's recovery. It is. So we lose my X1 stamina, but we get 2 all, basically. And let's continue moving on with our lives. So we'll store everything else for the moment, but I think... yeah, we can live with hallucinations for now, but we don't want to keep living with it. Also, I just realized I tried to turn on a light, and it was not turned on because I don't even have the electricity running in the room I'm in. So I have to actually do a thing. So as we investigate downtown... yeah, things like this will not fly in the actual showcase video. So, as we actually run into another enemy, I heard it even before it happened. Hey, we get an easy encounter. But what's not easy sometimes, again, you could just have like 4 boss encounters and 3, it's Ryder or Miku, and then you get to the aspiring model and you don't have good enough weapons. And then you run into the Dream Eater in the forest, and you're just like, shrug, I need to get hearts somewhere, so... and then you just become sad. But otherwise, as we're fighting this enemy... yeah, if you run into, like, Hopscotch Woman, the Obsessed Man, in some cases... then it's like, oh, I got 3 free hearts because you also include the other thing. Also, did we get 2 things? Why did it say that we got 2 things? I'm going crazy. Anywho... we do have a lot of hearts. This does fill up space as well, but as it turns out, you're not using as much space as you think. That being said, Eldritch Fluid can be thrown, so we actually should carry that with us. But it's the hearts I'm more worried about at the moment. But yes, basically experimenting more with what I can draw, and what I was actually supposed to bridge into was the fact that I did basically start... not lessons, but I started self-teaching myself more art, how to draw, basically, by way of, picking up manuals, buying books, so on and so forth. Now, there's only so much I can do, like picking up manuals, picking up videos. I'm going absolutely crazy. I'm dealing with a certain scenario coming up in a certain horse racing game, and I was thinking of items completely different. But yeah, watching videos, buying books, so on and so forth, to try and basically up my art skills, especially as I continue with game dev. If I didn't already mention, I know I mentioned something of the effect. We're gonna just take the burns, by the way. Yeah, I did swerve in terms of game dev. Part of that was also that I felt like the current. You do have to be confident with what you're making, but on that same note, when something passes and you're trying to catch something, or if you're just not inspired anymore, or you get run into a block, could be any number of things. In my case, I'm more making a prediction on the gaming market at the moment. I'm just gonna choose to swerve. So. But that doesn't mean I throw away my art. There's no reason, and if nothing else, for game development, for game dev advice, for whatever reason, if you're listening to me for that, then just know that you don't have to throw all of your assets away. You can still learn something from what you made, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So, also during the showcase, I'll probably narrate throughout the mystery, so it's kind of... This is a more casual video, and it'll be part of the permanently plugged series. But as we approach the front door normally, okay, I do need to cut more words out because it's still not enough lines. But yeah, small things to do. Hopefully I remember though. I think I should be taking notes actually, but I'm recording at the same time, so I guess I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, during the showcase, I will go through the mystery and narrate pretty much. Especially because this is an original mystery that I made for World of Horror. That being said, it's still World of Horror. Oh my goodness, Reason. Well, thank goodness we have a spell to forget. But I think we can just rest here. Oh, I took Valentine's End, and that was not my last mystery. I'm going absolutely insane. Well, that's a good thing this wasn't the showcase, but still, we're showing it off here. It's not going to be that bad, but if nothing else is a good way, I wouldn't put season finale, but I don't know if I'm going to do more. I'm definitely not making any more custom content soon because I need to focus on other stuff. That being said, I will still be playing with Perm. No reason not to, especially as we're in mid-February. So kind of on the topic of World of Horror, there's supposed to be an official announcement about the update. Hopefully a release date. All we know for sure, I'm pretty sure, is that we have a release date. We can't run because attack, so 4 stamina, but we actually do 14 damage because Eldritch Fluid. It's made of people. Anywho, let's brace here because we have 9 strength. And what else can we do? Probably just throw out a strong. So 2 stamina for 4 HP. Then we take 4 here, and I think we should be able to prep attack our way out. Did I ever grab a pack of cigarettes? Because right before this run, I was doing quite a bit of basically test playing. But I think it's fine. We have 4 hearts, we have a stake, we have a bat, we have more Eldritch Fluid. We don't need the trinket anymore, but we can't throw it away. So, old bat it is into old coin, question mark? Do we have something we care about? Oh, also I have burns, that's why I took so much damage. But as we get rid of those burns and then move on, I mean, if nothing else, I can at least I'll at least be able to go through Valentine's End in full, whether or not I'll be able to defeat it comfortably. Again, note right here, the boss will have 2 less HP than intended. I just realized that we are in the event, so we actually cannot take the end. Oh boy, I forgot to grab the hearts. I actually cannot fight this boss. It has over 100 plus HP. So, I guess you are seeing, I guess the showcase will have the true ending A. Not that you didn't see it in the previous video, but as we leave Ryosuke to his fate, we do get ending B, and I actually need to add another line break here. So 3 things to note. But, as we move on here, yeah, not really much else to show there. All I have now are these hearts sitting in my inventory, not doing much, but shrug, right? I can just use them for stamina. Implied eating, maybe eating them, question mark, but it's what it is. It's free stamina. So we'll pick those up, we'll grab these. And again, if nothing else, to show that, hey, you can at least do that. That way you can get out if you cannot fight the end there. Why did I forget about sailors? I'm going absolutely insane. Anywho. Yeah, we'll just complete this run, and yeah, not really much else to say on that matter. This was both just a better training and more practice on Ito files, but also just my own development cycle, development abilities as well. A lot of documentation to keep track of, because even though this is a relatively small project for me, that doesn't mean you want to skimp out. And if the other side of that is, yeah, you should keep documentation of what you've been going through. If you do it, especially if you do it often, if you make like a one character or one mystery, then do whatever you want, right? But if you're playing new more for for your sake, if not for anyone else, do please make documentation. It can be something as simple as, hey, I made changes or I updated here and there. I made an update to the character's graphic. I made an update to the character's stats, and then just write it down on a text or type it down on a text file somewhere on your computer or laptop. But yeah, not really much else to say. Please don't tell me we're on Timeline B. We're on Timeline B. Well, hey, 5-all. The other side of this is that funny enough, the Seeping Apostle is close to where the Arika boss fight would be. So it is interesting to kind of go through this and see if I would have gotten out. The answer seems to be no, but it's an interesting thing to note. Also, another interesting thing to note is that you'll notice that the center of this Seeping Apostle's face is moving at a faster rate than the Apostle's body, which is something that specifically only World of War base enemies can do. But hey, right? So as we gamble everything on the line here, because I don't think we really have anything else, we'll do our best. We are taking burns, but I don't think that would have really saved me. I mean, it would have made a difference, but as we go for a dodge here, this may be the end of the video. Ah!